Oh, I have something. Yeah. As far as the homeless goes, I have empathy for them. Like, everybody try to act like, oh, they give a fuck. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, the Mexicans fucking, like you care about fucking illegal immigrants. Well, I don't have nothing against Mexicans, but they're coming here illegally. You act like you give a fuck, but when a homeless nigga asks you for change on the streets, you ain't got shit for him. You know what I mean? These are actual citizens, but like you claim you care about, the well-being of these Mexicans, but when it comes to, people right in front of you asking you for,
they're doing it just for the fame, probably, or for the attention. No, a lot of people do that.
They probably have good intentions. It's just like,
but they don't know.
Yeah,
you can't. Here's the thing: like people that are getting. Are we recording? Okay, people that are getting like.
Are we rolling?
Coming out here illegally.
Yeah.
You're letting even the bad people come in here, and people don't know what their track record is. They don't know if they're like rapists. They don't know if they're killers. They don't know if they're gangsters. They don't know if they're thieves or any of that stuff. So I feel like how Trump is trying to strengthen it. If you look at the U.S. population by immigrants, actually Mexico is #1. I'm not trying to hate on Mexico. I grew up all with them.
Not at all,
but the people that came here the right way. They deserve to be here. They understand. And now I feel like we're trying to adapt to sanction them right now. If you think about it, they're trying to make Spanish as a secondary language mandatory here in California, even in the education system.
That's
It's kind of crazy, but they're trying to make that a real thing.
Yeah.
That was my option in high school, ESL,
Yeah.
But Fred, shit.
I had to take
Mike,
Spanish.
thank you for coming, bud. I miss you, dude.
What's up, man?
I miss you. Not as much as him because I
quesadilla.
ain't seen him in a minute. But we were supposed to have Drew and Randy, our veterans that served in Iraq. Drew was in the Army, and Randy was a Marine. I think one of them couldn't make it, but we'll have him here next week. But we got a great alternative.
Nice lineup,
Fred,
dude. Shout outs, dude.
Yeah, Fred, this is why you're here. You know everything about guns. You know everything about a lot of shit. And this is why you're here. But good to see you though, by the way.
Dude, long time no see, man.
Yeah.
See that I'm happy to see that you're doing good.
Yeah, you're a proud father of a newborn baby girl.
Newborn baby.
What's her name?
My daughter Ariel. She's 6 months. She'll be 7 months on the 21st. Man, and that is my first child in my 30s, and I feel like Team No Sleep is real. It ain't even about Vegas. Team No Sleep is at the home with a newborn.
Yeah, welcome to the motherfucking club.
Waking up every 2-3 hours.
You just found out about Team No Sleep. Oh, Pope just came up in here like, Pope, Mike, we got a proud father of a baby girl. You talking about ain't no sleep?
Team No Sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, but he ain't. Yeah,
cheers to that.
How old's yours? 5.
Yeah. Shout out to Maya too.
Team No Sleep. I'm about that. I'm not for a baby though.
Yeah, but let's get right to this shit
Baby
because guns. We're here to talk about guns, and I'm a proud I'm a proud gun owner. Second Amendment, like hard line, push a hard line. Like fuck all the bullshit. But people, especially in California, I love this city, but the San Franciscans here, I gotta they be on some fuck shit.
Yeah, there is. They're just looking at it because I think San Francisco primarily, and makes the residents feel when they see the media and they publicize that firearms are bad. But in reality, firearms are inanimate. They got no feelings, whatever. It's the user that does it. Yeah. Same thing with cars. People can kill people with cars. Just like today. I just heard on the news that 3 people just got run over and a guy ran away, drove away. So
guns don't kill people? People with guns kill people.
Yeah, people kill people.
People with bad intentions with guns kill people.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, if a person really want to get at somebody, they're going to get at it no matter what they can. They just think the gun is the easiest thing, and it shouldn't be that way. Yeah, people stab people, and they
That's
don't.
That's an expensive way to do it, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I guess from the other side, right? You could say all this, right? Then it'll be like, what are we going to do about the mass shootings? And don't get me fucked up like, nobody likes mass shootings. You know what I mean? Nobody likes people getting killed.
I don't like that.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, on that, I actually have a whole different topic, and it's not even about being like 2A pro-right, 2A meaning Second Amendment, but it's all about an upbringing. All those kids that brings their parents or somehow got a firearm and brought to school and did mass shootings, just to say if all of it was true, because the media puts it in a way to sell the story as much as possible. I really think it's upbringing on the parents. A lot of parents nowadays got to control their kids, especially with the video games. A lot of them, they think Call of Duty's real. They think Counter-Strike's real. They think all these other video games real, that they can just come up and do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a real kind of bad thing, because I think you should respect something that's like, you know, especially dangerous, that could kill people. Just like a knife, or telling a child not to run with scissors. You know what I mean?
And
Stuff
hugs
like that.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to hug their kids more.
And
Well, discipline too. It takes a lot of it.
yeah,
A lot of people. I've seen
discipline,
videos where they don't even take care of their kids. They let their kids throw a temper tantrum, yelling at their own parents, has no respect for their parents. All that kind of stuff that's going on a lot more and more now.
So, as a proud father of a newborn, like, is your daughter? How are you going to educate your daughter on guns?
Oh, of course.
She gonna know how to use guns?
No doubt.
She gonna know how to fuck somebody up, but she gonna know what they do.
Well, I plan on taking her martial art classes, no matter
What's
what.
that? What's the book? The like entry level. There's like my kid's first gun book or something. Did you hear that?
I don't know if I'm gonna really go that overboard with it, because it's actually
She's
more
gonna
of
know
a-
it's not a toy.
Well, for me, I do it as a sport and a hobby, but I don't do sport hunting. I do, like sport, like
You're
like
a gun
pistol.
enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm a gun enthusiast, pretty much. You know,
You got
I'll go
every-
to classes. I'll go to the
safety.
competitions. If I do hunt, I don't overhunt. You know, let's say like I was telling you earlier about duck hunting. Some people do duck hunting or elk hunting or deer hunting as too much as a sport, that they just want to grab antlers and put them on their wall. Like,
No, I got a lot of white boy homies that be going.
Yeah,
hunting.
but you gotta understand, from my perspective, I'm sorry right now. Like, I'm really like a turned Christian right now. I think if they're being like hella crazy on it, I think you should always hunt and only prepare what you need.
Yeah.
If you look in Alaska, their hunting laws out there, you only could hunt what you could bring back to your family, and then all that meat you store for whatever the winter time that you need to do. They never overhunt.
Yeah.
And some people, they just hunt so much they just
like
want to.
necessity.
No, the thing is,
out there.
if I could speak for my white boys, my white boy customers that be going
Yeah.
hunting, they hunt responsibly.
Oh
right?
yeah, but
And-
not a lot of people do. But a lot of people do also. So
and people try to say like, oh fuck, you killing animals for sport, whatever. And I'm like, yo, if you eat meat, like, you can't really say shit. I think the more responsible way, if you're gonna eat meat, is like you go kill that shit yourself.
Know where it's
that's-
coming from.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you could just
And
go
it-
to Safeway and just get them pre-packs.
And that's what I'm saying. So people
it's
that eat meat, they get their meat from Safeway as opposed to hunters, going out and hunting for it. I'm like, yo, that's, in a sense, that's a more responsible way to, get your meat, get
Hunt
your
at
food.
Safeway.
Yeah. And also
Get
to
the
get
Safeway hunting.
to get back onto the hunting topic, all these guys that really, want to trophy their style, of instead of overhunting, they could join shooting sport competitions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on. I know it's getting more harder in California, because the way that our Republican state is turning to a Democratic state, like, completely pretty soon.
Who, California?
Yeah.
I thought California been.
Yeah, we
red-
are.
blue-
But originally, look at the California Republic flag. Is a bear, and it says California Republic.
Oh,
Originally,
shit,
this was
I
a
didn't know
republic
that.
state.
Yeah.
Originally.
Fucking good knowledge.
Damn, I didn't
real.
trip out
Think
Love
that.
that flag.
I got the patch. I'm about to put that on.
Drop. Blessed.
Yeah, but as things got more liberal, there's a lot of money being wasted and thoughts being oversaid. It's slowly turning to Democratic state, because they want all fairness and they want to help the people in need and all that. So
Okay, but aside from that, what I had to make sure to have you on here is to help me explain my point, because I can say shit. I don't want to get all people's emotions riled up when we talk about guns,
this is a
and
touchy
it does.
subject, just like
right?
religion,
But
it's a
you're
touchy
way
subject.
more educated than me.
You came
to
with
bring
an
facts to
HK
the table.
jacket. You know what I mean? Like, you made the right call.
Yeah,
not a lot of
the
people
right
know
guy.
about HK. They just know the basic stuff that they see.
And
So-
I think it's in a few rap lyrics too. I don't know, it was RBL or E40.
And HK?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I watched too many movies.
I know a lot of Glocks.
Okay,
a lot of Glocks.
so
everywhere.
gun control, right?
Okay.
Me, I'm gonna keep it simple. I push a hard line, like fuck, anything that has to do with gun control, I'm not for it. But I asked this to a couple of people. Suppressors.
Well,
How do you feel about suppressors?
I think suppressors can be owned in California, and be used also for filmmaking in your background, because people in LA has a lot of that. They actually use suppressors in filmmaking a lot and shoot blanks. So actually, there's no projectile coming out, and it's just the sound and the kinetic motion of a firearm recoiling. So it's pretty cool. But
So it's a real deal. So it's not like some fake after CGI graphics.
I think
like
out
they
here in
want the
California,
real.
the varmints guys, like the guys who do like pest control, whether it be hogs, whether it be ground squirrels or whatever, someone's farm, they're allowed to have suppressors, but they have to fill like paperwork.
But
out
what
to
do
the
you have to
DOJ.
say about the people on the other side? They're like, oh, silence is suppressors. Like, people shouldn't have that, because if they have that, their reason for having it is so they could kill somebody.
Well, if they think about it,
silently.
it's
Get away with
actually
it.
a long way to get suppressors. It's harder to get suppressors, even in any other state, because they have to go through the ATF in order to do that. And that's a long wait. You know,
Yeah.
some people has waited as short as 6 months. Some people wait 6 years. They do a full background check. It's actually harder.
Why else
getting
would you get a suppressor?
It's,
Unless you want to
and it's even harder
murder
than
somebody,
that.
get revenge.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want? I mean,
No,
besides what
yeah.
you're saying, like, why would you need a suppressor?
Nah,
Hunting? I mean,
hunting. So you don't if you're shooting something very, very far,
Sure.
and you miss, you don't let the
Yeah.
game run away.
No, but the
Ooh.
perception
Okay.
of other
Yeah,
people.
that's
Because
fucking
remember,
smart.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of math when it goes into hunting because
you got one shot, or that thing's
well,
ghost. You
if you
hunting
have a
it.
suppressor, you could probably have a couple shots,
Yeah,
but you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean. But the whole purpose is because when you're shooting far, you got to take, in fact, the humidity, the angle that you're shooting,
yeah.
your projectile, how much is going to drop, how far you're going to shoot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Wind factor. You know, there's a lot of things that goes into it.
Okay, but
so you're
yeah.
doing a guessing game actually when you're hunting, but you're trying to guess
How
smart.
far away that thing is? Because
Yeah.
if you do hit it, you got to
no,
fucking
for
go
real,
get
though.
it,
Yeah,
and
but
you got to walk
the
it
point
back
I'm trying
out
to get
on
at,
your shoulders.
what do you have to say to
Then I
people
get to eat it.
with like, see, you're breaking all this stuff down that has nothing to do with what the people think that people use suppressors for.
Well, I never
which
heard
is to kill
anything-
people in silence. And it's like, dude, it's the movies.
I haven't heard
like
that
Steven
really.
Seagal, like, you know.
I haven't really
Dude,
heard
I
that
hear it
term.
all the time.
You hear it? Well, I don't think I hear is people think that guns shouldn't be in anyone's hands besides the military and police.
Suppressors is a little deep in the conversation.
Yeah,
I
that's
think. No, as
pretty
far as
far
like,
in.
like
No,
no,
the-
technically, like,
Yeah. Well, it goes like, say, first they say, oh, what do you need an assault rifle for? You know, people ask me that. I'm like, blood, because it's my right. They're like, well, fucking, like, you got to have a better reason to have an assault rifle.
So, okay, let me give the whole. You guys want to start talking about ARs or
can I
what
get
they
a beer
call
first? Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. It's beer
I'm about
week.
to go deep on this one.
I'd like
Which
to
one you want?
sponsor anyone. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's the purple.
Because you know the lot,
Insane-
like,
insane in the
okay, this is
Yeast
blue
game.
state. Like, they use, I'm gonna say, through the media, right? You know, people get all riled up, their fear, whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they use, like, the media intentionally uses, you know, puts these mass shootings on blast to pump fear, but I kind of get the feeling that they do. And it's like they use that to ban assault rifles. Then next thing you know, they're like, oh, no silencers. Next thing you know, what do we need shotguns, pistols for? Then our Second Amendment is gone.
Okay, let me get your nomenclature right first. Assault rifle
Yeah.
means that the firearm
for-
is
yeah.
capable of doing multiple modes of firing, whether it be single, burst, or full auto.
Yeah.
We are not allowed any assault rifles in California without an ATF and DOJ pass.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is an assault rifle, like an AR doesn't mean assault rifle. It means actually Armalite rifle, because that was the first patent of that type of platform.
Yeah.
Same thing with the AK.
AK.
You know what I mean? It's
You got
not
an AK? I got
Huh?
one. Legal.
legally, yes.
Sega,
Call of
Russian,
Duty.
yeah,
Long gun
Russian
features.
parts, Russian wood,
Yeah.
2 kill streaks. Sorry.
perfectly legal.
Video games only.
Well, it is legal because you purchased it. You went through
Yeah.
a dealer, a gun shop, did a background test, passed your background test. You know what I mean?
And plus, I know somebody that knows more about guns than I do, and they make sure that my shit is legal enough.
The guys who bring the illegal firearms in here, they're already criminals. The thing is, with these laws, they're trying to make people who are honest gun owners that have to wait that 10 to 30 days
Yeah.
to get a firearm. You got to wait a background check, get fingerprinted and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and get your handgun safety license or certificate or firearm safety certificate now is what they use
Yeah.
in order for you to get a firearm. So you have to pass a test. You have to go through a background test, and you get a full fingerprinting and all that kind of stuff. So people think like, oh, it's those guys. It's not those guys.
No, it's not the law
It's
abiding
real-
citizens like us.
Yeah, no, we have to go through a process, and that process has been implemented in law, and we've been doing that just to comply.
Yeah.
But for them to blame us, like people that really do register our firearms and take care of our firearms and
Yeah.
do it as a sport
Yeah.
and not as a threat or not to use it as, to rob someone, to kill someone, whatever, that's not us. It's the guys who are already criminals,
Yeah.
and they either bring it out of state or they rob, or, there's even policemen that loses their firearm in their vehicles, and
plus,
they use that for crime.
We're smart enough to know that if we're gonna go try to kill somebody, we're not gonna use it with a registered firearm.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, come on, man.
Realistically,
So
they're
who's
not gonna-
clapping back? Who's resisting like this? I mean,
The fucking
just for maybe
gay
people
ass
are-
fucking Democrats and fucking Californians and all the senators. Yeah,
I
like,
wouldn't
yes.
blame everybody and
Not all of
point
them,
a
but-
whole side.
I mean, you about to pull
Explain-
it out right now
explain
and start
for me,
shooting
Fred,
everybody.
yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are non-anti-gun, but what they don't realize, if we give the government 100% control, it's gonna be like how the Germans did the Jews. You know what I mean? Like Stalingrad. They were raping women in their own home while their husbands away was working, and they couldn't do nothing because they're the only ones who guns. A family couldn't have a gun, protect themselves. You know, they were doing all that kind of stuff. And who knows now what the government can do? If you know,
Monica,
if you think
pull
about
that
it.
up, Second Amendment, it's short, like to
Yeah.
protect yourselves against an unruly
You got it like
government.
that?
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
you got it like that?
Yeah,
You just
Jamie,
pull it up.
Mono.
Jamie. it's just
Yeah.
like-
You gotta.
Like, yo, this levels the playing field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But not all Democrats. I have some
Professionals.
Democratic friends who are actually 2A supporters too, but they just believe that the voting laws should be always implemented amongst the public. And I got a big debate with him about that, but that's a whole nother topic. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
I mean, you should be able
How-
to. You should be able to pack heat legally. You got no problem.
Well, the cowboy
How do you
law-
know the revenge you got to take on somebody? Maybe I mean, it's for hunting. It's for safety. Like,
Yeah, you
what's-
won't get
So
robbed.
why would you need a gun?
Why would you?
Yeah. I mean, go ahead on your finger. Give
Why-
me 5. You know, why not? For the sake of the podcast.
It's like, okay, for now, it's his insurance.
Yep.
It levels the playing field. You rather, like, okay, you know there's criminals out there with guns, right?
So safety.
Say if somebody wants to rob your house, they know you got a gun.
Yeah.
Chances are they would rather go to somebody's house that doesn't have a gun.
That is
You
true.
feel safe with
that.
it?
That
Yeah.
implements to the cowboy law. You know, you can't, punk nobody with a firearm because everyone can have a firearm.
Like
just
Texas.
like Texas and
Dude,
Florida.
like you rob
Yeah.
like that movie. I don't know if I can name
Yeah.
drop the movies, but they robbed the bank. All of a sudden, you got 5
But Texas-
country boys in there with guns, and they're
Besides
chasing
the
you down.
gangster activity, as for robbery and crime, Texas is actually lower crime rate than us. We actually have one of the highest crime rate, and we're actually one of the strictest states. Because I believe, to my opinion, is criminals, the guys who really want to induce fear and do whatever they want to do, can do all this stuff knowing that they have a better chance of getting away.
Yeah, because they got the upper
I
hand
can rob
because
a
they got a
store. I
gun.
can rob a bank. There ain't no armed guard.
Everybody acts
all the-
accordingly. Yeah. Of
Imagine,
course.
They
imagine.
find any way. If you're a criminal, you're gonna find any way for you to come up.
Yeah.
Whether it be harming another person or not. You got to think in their shoes. Not to say that I am a criminal, you know what I mean? But it's for the fact that if you want to commit a crime or if you want to do something, you're going to think of the most easiest way for you to do it and to get away with it.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes.
So right now in this state, it's easy to do that.
Yeah.
Just someone recently, I
And
think, got
dude-
robbed for his car too. There was
Yeah,
all this stuff on the news.
yeah, the dude.
Dude with a Mustang, right?
Yeah, my neighborhood. There's a lot of Asians in my neighborhood. There was a home invasion literally across the street around before 11 p.m. across the street from my house. Like, robbed them at gunpoint, and I'm like, imagine if this was red state where we knew everybody was strapped. I'm like, ain't nobody finna run up in nobody's
No,
house.
not like that unless it was like premeditated.
Unless
like they
you're
know.
crazy and
Yeah.
don't give a fuck,
Or
Unless
even
you have something out
on
for
some
somebody.
drugs.
No.
Well,
Unless you-
if it's like some revenge,
Yeah,
if
Imagine-
if
it's
you're
like
out for
some
somebody,
revenge.
then it's,
Imagine road rage. That shit would be depleted if you knew, like, how much more cool would everybody be? See somebody cut you off, you're like, that's cool, man.
Why you get so
I
mad
know
when
you're
you're in your car though?
Huh?
That's another whole topic.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
somebody
don't think
cuts me
people
off.
be
I'm
as
driving my
mad.
car, but it's something about the power when you're driving. Somebody cuts me off, I become like this fucking like.
Yeah.
not me. I
But,
hate
yeah, I
traffic,
don't
so
get
I say
road
go
rage.
ahead.
But if, yo, for people
Like,
that
real.
road rage, I'm like, yo, if you knew everybody was strapped, you'd still be talking that shit?
No.
No?
No.
Hell no, I don't think
I mean,
so.
you never know
That's what
what's in
people
somebody's
listen
car.
fear. They
Yeah.
just wanna
You never
punk
And the
know.
thing is, right, somebody said this, like, there's a fine line between crazy, say a two-way street, like two-way highway, right? Like, there's a difference between normal, and then all you got to do to be crazy, go
Dude, you're
on, veer
driving
off
a
to
fucking
the,
just
veer off to the
manslaughter,
next
yeah.
lane and head on with,
4,000
like, dude,
pound, 5,000
yeah,
pound.
it's like,
I mean, unless you have a Prius like me,
Yeah.
no one's scared of my
but you get what I'm
Prius.
saying? Like, yo,
Does
there's
have
no
tint, though.
barrier.
If you ever
Like,
watched Weeds, the TV show, how they did drive-bys was with the Prius.
To get away with it.
You
Smart.
got a Prius.
Smart.
Huh?
Hey,
You got a Prius.
No, no,
Oh,
my-
yeah. Oh,
my
yeah,
ex
don't have
had a
it anymore?
Prius. I'm not with
misdirection.
her.
Very
Yeah.
smart. I'm going to put
Yeah.
that in a script.
Yeah.
So, because you can go electric mode on low speed. That's why I know you can
No,
barely
the
hear it.
creep, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna
Not
get off
bumping
this
that
after. But
E40.
suppressors, do you think it's worth finding back? Like, if people are trying to take that right away, is this something you'd be willing to fight for?
I'd fight for it, but the only problem is we have no say in it because we're just regular civilians. So it doesn't affect me. Yes, I can fight for it, but there's other rights. If I were to fight for any, I'd fight for those.
Yeah.
Because in our state right now, we have so many unnecessary laws that inflict even innocent people, even ex-veterans, ex-police officers, everything that, So when they implement these new laws, that means everyone that has a firearm has to comply. But what about these OGs, like, that's been in the military or that's been like Ellie before or Park Ranger or whatever, and they're not into the internet game and they don't know the new laws that come up. Yeah. So the next time they're going to take their firearm out to the range, are they going to become felons automatically
and that's the
because
thing,
of that?
Yeah, and that's the thing. As try to be a responsible gun owner, I need to be up to date with that, and I'm not.
And it's hard.
You, like, you're up to date with everything, and you said, like, yo, you're up to date with almost everything.
Yeah.
And you think about it like, dude, they're trying to make this shit harder for us to keep up so that, they can...
They ain't taking guns away.
No, they're going to try to make people automatic felons for them not knowing, which I think is bad. I believe in the grandfather rule. If a new law has been implemented, people who purchased a firearm before that didn't know what happened now, like say in 2020, they're making them automatic felons if they don't comply like with the feature list or the registering of a featured rifle, semi-automatic rifle, all that kind of stuff. So... what I feel bad for the OGs, let's say my grandpa's brother, they both and my grandpa, they both served in the military. So, and he has old school Colts from the 60s because he served in the U.S. military. So you're telling me because he's in his 80s or 90s right now?
Yeah.
He doesn't go on the internet. He don't know how to get the new laws. So you're telling me that if he ever takes his firearm out the house to go to the range or whatever, he's going to be an automatic felon.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Well, yeah, that's
no, it's fucked up. It's stupid.
Wait,
and he doesn't know. He's, you know what I mean?
At the same
they
time,
try to backlog. So they would if you have like an old Colt, whatever, fucking 6-shooter, grandpa's 6-shooter.
Yeah.
At the same time, as law-abiding citizens, we need to keep up to date with all the gun laws, right? And
but it's
not
hard
fair, right?
too, the way our lifestyle is out here.
But it's not hard to keep up with all the fucking stats from NBA, NFL, and all this other shit. Fucking
still bring it in the club. Burrs, no, who's the NBA player that brought on the Giants? He brought the gun in the club, shot himself in the dick or something.
Oh, that was
sorry, I got my facts right. I'm like Burrs.
No, that was
NBA.
Damn,
no, it was
Washington Bullets. What's his name? He played for Warriors. No, he didn't shoot himself.
No. What?
I know what you're saying, though.
I thought he was on the
that's
Giants.
not being a responsible gun owner.
No fact checking here, obviously.
Yeah, and some people do take advantage of it. So these guys, let's say that move out of state and they're used to open laws that they don't know how strict it is, and they move to California and they bring their firearms here, and they don't know that they have to go through a FFL, which is a federal firearm licensed dealer, FFL, in order to transfer a firearm. Yeah. People think like, oh, I'll just go on Craigslist, buy this from me here off my trunk, $50. See, and I believe if they're going to bring firearms in here, they should know how strict our laws is. Yeah. But I think how strict our laws is makes us more educated on what our firearms do and what we can do and cannot do. I know it makes it harder for us because other free states can, have more fun.
Texas,
Louisiana,
but
I do like some laws that we do have here, like the background check. I really do like that law. Some people,
I think that should be standard. That's that's common sense. For sure.
Wait. They don't have there's some states that don't have background checks.
Yes, there are some states that don't have background checks.
It just doesn't make sense to me. But nothing makes sense.
Well, I don't know now because everything's changing now. But back then, I remember when I was there are some states that have no. I think Alaska may not have a background check.
Yeah.
Just because
because they don't really
just infrastructure and the
importation of their food and all that kind of stuff too that they got to feed off their own land.
Okay, see me personally, right? I have a registered gun, right? I'm a proud American gun owner, and
Very
my
proud.
OG told me, like I'm part of NRA now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wave that flag in front of
Shouts.
the shop, right? But I do know that if anybody's thinking like because he's waving a flag like I got my I'm strapped at the shop, like I will not be carrying my firearm at the shop. For one, like if you're gonna have your strap on you, like if you're gonna you gotta know that if it comes down to it, you gotta be ready to use it. I'm like, I'm not finna be using that shit. Like
I understand,
it ain't like that. Yeah,
it ain't like that. I am a proud gun owner, but like as far as my business, I thought about this. I'm like, is it worth it? Where I'm at, I'm like, dude, it's highly unlikely that somebody's gonna do it. And if I do, right, I'm not a good shot. I don't practice shooting. What if I shoot the dude, right, and
shoot yourself? Maybe, who knows?
No, what if I try to shoot at the dude and if I catch some innocent bystander might catch a straight bullet? It's not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's within my rights, and
that's the thing.
Can I ask you this? Like, I think I was reading somewhere, even in your home, like it's legal for you to shoot them, but if they're on their way out, like if you shoot them in the back, it's all bad. Or if they're blocking your exit.
The only way, from my knowledge, the only way you can fire a firearm in your home rightfully is in defense for yourself or others.
Yeah.
So if you don't see no imminent threat to you or your family members or your roommates or whoever lives with you in your home, whether you're renting or owning, you cannot rightfully fire your firearm because we are in something what they call a congested area.
Yeah.
That means a dense population of people per capita, per square area. So you're actually even if they have no firearm and they try to do all this stuff, you can't actually shoot them. So
see, that's
it's kind of hard.
Is it the law or is it like what you feel morally? Because like you can get
this is the
depending
law.
on
Like
the gun you have and the caliber, right? So like a 40 caliber. This is I don't know
different
shit,
talk.
by the
Yeah.
way.
no, for
Like
just
video
for
games,
home
that's
defense,
my-
like even like we have to be careful. Like if we're like
In an
by the
apartment?
laws, like say, because I heard that like okay, say they're in your house, right? They just try to rob you, and they're on their way out, they're running, and you shoot them in the back, like you're fucked. Or like if they're blocking your exit, if you're blocking your exit, or if they're not blocking your exit, like they would say that if you
think
shot
you're
them, then
fucked
like
anyway.
you didn't have to shoot them. You could have just ran
Well,
out.
if you're thinking like a detective, once someone shoots anyone in the back, they know that was intent, not in
Yeah.
no defense. So
but
you
in
lost
other states,
already.
but in other states, they're in your
But
house.
that's different.
you
We
could-
live in
yeah.
California, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't really compare us to them. We have to.
about other countries.
No,
The other states are just like, I mean, what about what they do in another country? It's
some
like,
other countries are actually
no
pretty
other states
good.
like Texas. It's like what they step foot in your house, like you could light them up. Pretty sure.
Well, trespassing is serious out there
Yeah.
because everyone back then had a lot of land, so
Yeah.
their land is their money, whether they
the
farm or
West and
whatever.
shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they feel like you imminent threat to take away from what their business is, then rightfully, if you're trespassing on their property,
Yeah.
But you have to mark your property as no trespassing.
Yeah.
So the person or the threat or the trespasser
Yeah.
in Texas has to know that what you're doing is trespassing.
Yeah. That's why, especially here, like, yo, I'm a private gun owner, but I need to be aware of the laws and like
I think
make
you should
sure
have
to
put
let
that
people
flag
know.
up. You know why? Just to protect yourself. Why put
Yeah,
yourself
I
in a
thought about it.
predicament?
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Well, here's the thing. There's for every
I bought
action
it,
you
though.
do, there's a
I'm not
reaction.
coming to get a haircut.
Of
while
course,
you keep it.
yeah.
So if you post that
Just kidding, I
flag,
am
what do you
still.
think you're gonna have? Okay, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about robbers. You're gonna have people who are very strongly spoken liberals gonna try to debate and argue with you, saying it's not right posting your flag outside. It offends other people and it makes your children not feel safe or whatever. They're gonna say
I
whatever
thought
they
about,
need to say.
Definitely thought about that.
Because some people are very imposed on how they get their feelings hurt and they want to express themselves, and if a lot of them do, it's like religion. You can't step on a certain border. You can't tell another person
Yeah.
my religion is more right or whatever.
No, not that you can't. Maybe you shouldn't. But
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
why I'm being
Business
so
owner.
outspoken now. Even I got the flags. I was the American flag.
Yeah.
And the Don't Tread on Me, the Gaston flag. Like, yo, I feel like some people think it's like
Just
like,
tell me you're a responsible gun owner. You got no
Yeah.
felonies.
Even the
There's-
American flag though is
Yeah.
hard to put up in a shop.
But see,
Like,
my-
yeah, right
but see,
now,
my-
hell
like,
yeah.
what?
But
Like,
one of
if
my
I-
OGs was telling me he was like, yeah, but you should put that fucking NRA flag in tone, like, man, you'll shoot a motherfucker. I was like, wait, what if they do this? Is like, man, just like you can fucking shoot him. I was like,
Nah.
I mean, you gotta pick.
But
They're
you
old
know,
school.
you
They're
gotta
old school.
they're
pick
old
all-
school. Yeah.
Remember old school? They like the cowboy laws.
But that's why he told me, he was like, yo,
But in
you know,
this
if
day
you're a
it's
registered
different.
NRA member,
Our
he's like,
population is
if
way
you-
too high to
he's
play
like,
cowboy.
Yeah, but he's telling me, he's like, you shoot a motherfucker in your shop, you're an NRA member, they'll legally represent you.
No, but here's
Yeah.
the thing, okay?
Interesting.
But I was like, word?
When you go to court,
I ain't trying to shoot nobody, though.
you have to really convince your lawyer to back you up, because how I feel about the jurisdiction system here in California, it don't matter if you're innocent or guilty. You
Yeah.
can be innocent and be sentenced to jail for something
Yeah.
that you're not even doing.
This is why I'm trying to bring this attention.
In court, it doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. It's how hard you and your lawyer can try to prove your
Yeah.
innocence.
This is what I'm trying to bring to attention. Like, I want to be as responsible as I can as a gun owner in California and let people know, like, yo, like, we don't
To be a
like mass
responsible
shootings
gun
and
owner in
shit.
California
Yeah.
is
It's
to
hard.
is
Yeah.
to really be up on it. Like,
yeah, you gotta be
there-
up on
there are
this. You're up
forums.
on everything, bud. You said
No, it's not on
No, but-
everything, but yeah,
like you're up on more than me,
yeah.
and it's like you're not even up on everything. This is how hard it is to be a responsible gun owner.
Because everything,
Yeah.
especially like right now, like I haven't been really, really up to date, but I have been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
Over 10 years, 15 years,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Right now, as a firearm owner.
Yeah, even
So-
like, dude, you have what do you call it, home builds? Like you have every single AK home, but they're sick as fuck. Like how many AKs you had?
Well, it's
legal, right?
It's not home builds. It's actually you're building at home. You're buying a lower receiver and you're putting all the parts together yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to spend $2,000 for someone else built, and you're going to take it apart and do yourself. So it's like a car. When you
But
buy
you
a
built
firearm
them yourself.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Like, but
building
there's
a
a
car is
you
harder.
had Chinese AK. Which AKs you have from other countries? Like from
That's some dad shit right there.
Oh,
though.
man.
That's some dad shit right there.
just from all the cutting.
Well,
You had a 12 gauge AK. I was like,
AKs were one of the most
AK.
riotized type of firearm in Eastern Europe all the way down to Asia. So
Yeah.
all countries have their own version of AKs. So at one point, I had a lot, and now it's been minimized. You know, money comes in, family
but
comes
you
in.
had it, but I was like, damn, this shit look tight.
Chinese AK,
and they're all
Russian
legit.
AK.
Some people got hella cars too, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
you're
just
a
a
gun
hobby.
enthusiast.
Some people, I'm
You
more
have
of
to
an
be-
enthusiast.
yeah.
I do it for the sport. I do it for the self.
Yeah, because you like shit like that. You like doing shit. Yeah.
But
But people will be like, what do you need all those AKs for? This
you don't
guy's
need
fucking
more-
crazy. He's
Yeah.
out of his goddamn
Well,
mind,
if,
man.
If they're talking about what you can and cannot have, if you think about it, more people die from car crashes, DUIs, and all that stuff than people get shot by guns. Fact. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson said that on the last school shooting. I think he
fuck with-
posted
yeah.
that on Instagram or Twitter or something. He said that shit. So if you go by facts, they're really like hunting it down. If you want to really minimize the characteristics of the firearm,
Break
what
down
you-
the firearm deaths and the firearm
well,
violence.
I'll tell you this: if
Yeah.
you break down like the firearm thing,
put out on it?
then how?
Might have
And you're
to
trying to
googs-
restrict a
might
lot
have
of
to
stuff.
googs that.
Why don't you restrict vehicles? Why? Okay, if our speed limit's at 65 or 80 miles or 75 miles an hour in different parts of the state, why do we have vehicles that can go 120, 160, 180 miles per hour? Why do you guys let them do that?
Yeah.
Do they have to Can they get a special permit, or does money talk? You just pay the ticket for that car and you can get it.
That's a good reason.
You know what I mean?
That's a good argument for self-driving cars.
Oh, here's another thing
Stats.
too. I hate to blame the medical field, but a lot of medical field too, like what Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's a lot of deaths by misdiagnosis and doctors not really caring about their patients.
Malpractice or even-
yeah,
yeah.
and I really think that doctors should be. I know it's a hard job for them. They have to take care of a lot of people, but the people you do take care of, you really got to take it seriously. Being misdiagnosed is a really hard thing,
Yeah.
and you're losing a lot of deaths in that. But does the doctor get blamed for the death?
Yeah.
Does the hospital get blamed for the
Does
death?
the hospital?
Nope.
Does the
No, and
funding?
you know
No,
what?
they
money?
don't. They
Yeah.
just they don't mention it as a mistake.
and
They
you
just
know-
mention it as an occurrence.
Now, I may have
You
to
know?
fact check
No,
this.
real talk, though.
I may have to fact check
We don't
this
fact
with my
check here,
family.
actually.
Yeah, we don't fact check
But-
here.
but-
at
Does
But-
OuttaPocketLive.
does doctors get penalized for
Yeah.
misdiagnosing and their patient
Okay,
either
tell me
gets
this.
sick or
Yeah,
dead? There's a
I'm
lot
gonna have
of
to.
things.
I'm gonna have to call my cousin right after this. But
friend?
but my auntie, right?
Mm-hmm.
She died of AIDS because she
Wow.
had a blood transfusion when she had my cousin. She lost a lot of blood, so they had to replace it. And from my understanding, from what I remember, they gave her the blood that she needed, but it was the wrong blood type, and that's how she contracted, HIV. And then I was
Jesus,
like,
that's a
I have to,
fucking horror
yeah,
story.
yeah. I'm gonna have to ask him later. I'm like, so whose fault is that, bud? Did they fucking know that that wasn't the wrong, Did they
Yeah.
fuck up, or was it they didn't know
Did
the
you get a
blood?
settlement?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know that, but
that's a
then-
That's the
crazy story,
phlebotomist fault.
Yeah.
The person who does the injection. Because
But
I
then
also
the thing is,
seen.
it was back in the day. It was like, yo, did they know what blood type was which, or did somebody fuck up? I'd have to ask my cousins this. Yeah,
yeah.
but
That's fucked.
like,
Yeah, and
same
it's
time,
not really the doctor. The doctor for misdiagnosing the DNA type, but it's also the phlebotomist for not noticing. Because you're supposed to, I believe, you're supposed to know the patient's blood type and shouldn't they say the blood type on the bag too? Whatever
Huh?
they get the donor blood from.
yeah.
Dude, that blows my mind right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to a real one, to Devanji. R.I.P. And that, the picture of the naked lady, that was
That's her?
Let me see.
Oh,
No,
she drew
no,
it?
it's not.
Jesus.
No, this
Way to
was-
segue into nudity.
No, this was. I've been meaning to put it up.
Dude, bring that. Yeah,
He
can
brought
I-
it back to the
I'll-
80s
I'll
right
put it
there.
up.
Right top.
We can put it back
Like
here,
she
man.
looks haunted, right? But,
Haunted.
Yeah, but this was.
Is that acrylic? Is
this
that
was
acrylic
from
paint?
my- Devanji's house.
It's
Like,
paint by
we used to
numbers.
Look at it as kids. It was above their living room. Living room bed, like their master bed, and I was like, "Damn, she's
That
naked."
that
and
was
she
over their
looks
master
haunted.
bedroom.
Yeah,
That's
the one that
that's
died from
kind of
AIDS.
hot.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually reminds me of.
But that's a sidebar.
Of Parasite, the movie I just segue, because I was reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
When you read subtitles,
I need to watch
you're
that
like,
movie.
it's kind of like when you're trying not to look at the titties.
Yeah.
And she's hot, but
Yeah.
you're at work and you're looking at her eyes.
Yeah.
But you have to keep looking, you're trying not to look at the titties,
Yeah.
but you're reading the subtitles.
Yeah. I'm always
I
gonna
don't
look
like
at the
reading
titties.
movies. Yeah, me too. I don't like reading.
So to get back on the 2A thing, what I really feel like, I think people who are registered gun owners.
Second Amendment, yeah.
Yeah, the 2A, Second Amendment. So people that are registered firearms within the system of the CADOJ, which is California Department of Justice, if they are recognizing that, I think the CADOJ has to implement in writing letters to every single or email or whatever to every single gun owner that they have on their list to at least let them know what the new laws are. At least try more. Because I think there's more lobbyist actions going on in Congress and the DOJ
Politics.
or whatever.
Endless,
It's all putting money in the bigger guy's pocket. That's how it is. Let me build this dam, even though this farm's going to lose a lot of water. Here, I'll pay you $150,000 on your pocket. All that lobbyist action, that happens a lot.
Do you have to register an old ass gun? Like, is there like if you got this old Colt, fucking 6-shooter, grandpa's? Is there like a like you only got a Smog of fucking 1975 fucking Cutlass or
but some people don't. The system doesn't know that.
Yeah. So say my AK, I'm good, right?
But what they can know is because every firearm has a serial number. So if let's say it's an old gun, like let's say my grand uncle's gun or whatever, or even some relic guns. Those are called curio and relic. So even those guns, they all have serial numbers on them to let you know. Every manufacturer that manufactures a firearm has to put a serial number on what they make. You know what I mean? So even let's say they have an old ass Colt, even though they don't know that it's not registered in the system because it was purchased in the 60s or 70s, it's not in the system, they can still go by the manufacturer's serial number to find out when that gun was manufactured to see.
My old Zeiss camera is like a 59 or 62, and it has like a number. And
old lenses are actually made real better.
You can type it up and get the
Remember
number,
when we went shooting at Coyote Point? And that's
Coyote?
Shout outs to San Mateo, by the way.
And that's a gun range for a lot of, police officers and
it's a sheriff's association actually.
And we came up in there with our AKs and shit. It was like, what?
Were you wearing the Niner jersey?
The stereotype of AK is like, what you doing over here with an AK? But we walked up in there and we're cool. They know the laws. It's like, what kind of AK you got? That's why I come with people like him. He's like, oh yeah, this is that because it seems smart.
Responsible gun owners.
Yeah, but I'm not as responsible, but I bring somebody more responsible.
Been in the game for a long time. They're just thinking in their head, oh, these youngsters, they don't know anything about firearms.
Yeah, but then Fred be like, no. He's like, yeah, penal code, fucking this and that. And
if you're a real enthusiast, you're all about precision, and all those guys in the range that spend a lot of time in the range, they want to be the most accurate with their shot.
Yeah.
When you come in there and just having fun, blasting, wasting bullets, whatever, they know that you're just there for the excitement to pull the trigger. You're not there to, take the math to consideration.
Even at that gun range, they don't play around with that shit. They're very strict.
They're very strict. Yeah, they actually close down.
If you're on some
they're
fuck
going to
shit,
reopen again. But
if you're on some fuck shit, they'll shut that shit down
San Mateo
quick.
Sheriff's Association shoots there.
So it's closed.
Oh, I don't
that's
want
why
to tag them.
Yeah.
It's closed.
No,
just
that's why
I get you.
LE during their training and all that kind of stuff.
You go to any gun range with your gun and you're acting stupid,
they'll kick you out. You're being irresponsible. There's a set rules that people gotta understand. And it's part of the thing.
Etiquette too. I mean, that's gun. That's
there
etiquette,
is.
Right?
Terminology and etiquette is one thing, but the way that you hold the firearm, you
take it serious.
Yeah, you have to take it seriously because other people's lives it's not a toy.
They don't fuck around.
Same thing with cars. People got to take cars more seriously too, because there's a lot of garage mechanics that think they're doing a lot of stuff that actually hurt other people too.
Deadly. Yeah. Like
so,
stepping back. So so you're shooting. I mean, I don't know.
So there's one thing called breaking 180. The firearm should never break 180.
Yeah.
Whatever you're pointing, whatever you're gonna point is where you're gonna shoot. Whatever you're gonna destroy, and and hit.
Common sense, but if you're focused,
you never put your finger inside the trigger finger until you're ready to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So even as you're waiting and getting your sights all in or your scope all in or whatever you're doing, you always have proper etiquette, like you said, to keep the trigger finger outside the trigger guard. Always. Some people always point it up so the range master can see that what you're doing.
I just thought of the fucking
That's why you always see the military.
Cop bus. So
if you ever
thought
look
it was
at
a taser,
all the
right?
military guys that hold the rifles when they take their pictures,
the
the trigger
out.
finger is always out. It's always out.
And plus,
and obviously out. Like almost.
And plus,
you don't want what they call negligent discharge. That means you accidentally fired the firearm.
And plus,
East Bay, the Bart cop, right?
If we go to the shooting range, that's a fuck shit,
Is that a whole iteration? That's a whole conversation.
I heard the actual video on that, and it was he provoked the cop. He talked shit to the cop, so that's why I think the cop did it out of I wouldn't say spite, but you know what I mean.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, no, he knew what he did. He did it out of his emotion and letting him get at him.
Yeah, because you're riled up. You don't really. You're thinking in the moment.
Here's the thing. Another guy has the power. Why are you going to provoke him?
Yeah.
He provoked him by talking hella shit. You fucking bitch.
Yeah,
I heard the actual video that they didn't even play on TV. Remember, like I said, the media, they're not going to play all.
The news ain't going to show you
they ain't
the
gonna
dead
show you
bodies.
Their news is going to try to tell you the most sob story for them to get ratings.
So with that said, we want to educate people, you know, especially gun owners, right?
Yeah.
And especially there are some irresponsible gun owners out there that think their shit is registered. Like you could walk around with your shit strapped. Like
no, you can't do that.
That shit is not cool.
Well,
and people will look at you like a fucking idiot if you go walk around with all some fuck shit.
They make us
look bad.
Make us real registered gun owners look bad because they're taking their ignorance and they're trying to be boastful.
Yeah.
Which is showing off. It's like, man, I'll cowboy out here. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of, you can't have that type of attitude, man. Once you get this immaturity, bro, when they get older, they're understanding responsibility. I under ego-ness also with like the OGs that do think cowboy, like, oh, you could put the NRA flag outside your building. But you got to think about the consequences too. For every action, there's a reaction. You got to make sure. You know, I understand. If you really want to post something on yours, I want to put it outside. I'd put it inside your shop because that is your property and no one will really see it unless they come inside. If you really feel so proudly upon flaunting that you're an NRA member.
At the same time, right? I know it is my responsibility. For every action, there's a reaction. That's why I would choose not to have a firearm in my shop. You know, when people ask me, I'm like, yo, I'm not fucking even bringing my shit. But I'll let people know, like, yeah, you know, I'm a proud gun owner. But even with that said, like, I know there's people out there that try to walk around like, oh yeah, like, cause I got a gun, and it's like, dude, that shit looks silly.
I mean, I feel like the chances of somebody coming in your shop is
very rare.
For one reason, you know,
but revenge probably primarily.
Because all your clients, you know them. They're if it was like a bodega or like a you know like a
and that's the
what I say, bodega.
But there was a barbershop that he was at that did get robbed though, in San Mateo. There was a robbery. There was and it was a gunpoint
around Christmas. I heard that story.
Yeah, and they got even the customers like. And
it
imagine
was funny to me.
That's the
reason
why
we're getting food.
That's the reason why. Oh, you weren't even there.
And that's the thing. That's when I brought my Glock, right? And I asked Shane, I was like, "Hey, bud, can I come strap?" This was just me, you know. And I was coming, you know, I was younger. Coming strapped and
young
shit.
and dumb, full of.
And now that I'm older, I'm like, even now I'm like, yo, if I come strapped, I better be ready to use it. That's why I don't come with my shit because I'm not ready to use it. For that too, like in this area, it's like, yo, if you're dumb enough to rob the shop, like you're probably not gonna get away with it because the freeway is a long way from here. And as soon as you run out, I just call the police. You went that way, you're gonna get caught. That's why I'm like the risk of,
You're saying defense. So the flag would be, so if you had the flag up, it would be like.
Just represent.
At least know what you're.
And especially you know, San Francisco letting people know, it's like, yo, like, ain't nothing wrong with this. You might feel some type of way, but it's like, yo, it is all right. You guys might think it's wrong, but this is all right.
Is there a difference from then and now, San Francisco? Like opposed to like now you need it or you want it, opposed to you needed it back
we
like
were
30
public,
years ago,
right? Now
20 years? I don't know.
I think it's within the person. You can't force anyone to like something that they don't like.
Yeah.
So if someone really don't like guns, even how hard you try, if they're set on it, you're not going to change their mind.
Yeah,
so why waste your breath? You know,
the thing is though, is like, yo, this is why I'm doing this. Like we sharing information. Well, representing like
there are videos if you can notice on YouTube, but people who are like pro 2A and people that are non-pro 2A, they take them to the range and let them shoot for time, and they're changed. Yeah, because you know they take them to a sporting type activity where. You know, they teach them like the fundamentals and basics of how to hold a firearm and how to shoot a gun and how to aim and all that kind of stuff. And people think about it like, oh, they changed their mind. Yeah. But some people would think of it negative too. It's like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to protect myself. Yeah. You know, that's why we got the police. Okay. But you're going to wait 5 minutes before the police come. Is the robber still going to be there?
Yeah. Okay.
Or
let
the
me
person
switch
who's
gears,
raping
right?
you or whatever.
This is where people get really
know.
sensitive. They bring up, oh, what about fucking kids actually shooting themselves because of fucking.
Well, that's upbringing, in my opinion. That's the parents themselves.
Yeah, that's not being a responsible gun owner.
Not having a fucking gun safe.
Now that I'm a proud father, I notice a lot more stuff.
Proud fathers, stand up. Shout out to all the
shout out to my wife for letting me come out right now. Even though my daughter's 6 months.
Great dads.
Shouts to fucking.
All the dads I'm around, like Fred, I could just feel it. When you called me, he was like, hey, but you sent me a picture. I didn't even ask about your kid. Yeah. But I didn't even know. But now I was like,
I invited you to my baby shower. He didn't even show up.
I was probably fucked up. Dude, she's got the rest of her. She's got the rest of her goddamn life to meet her goddamn uncle.
Wait, hold on.
You got time.
So what kind of baby shower did you have? Was it a co-ed?
What do you mean co-ed?
Like was it the husband, wife? Was it both baby shower?
No, yeah, it was a co-ed
Wait,
baby
this is the
shower.
reveal. Wait, the shower's before.
No, I didn't
right?
do no reveal.
Yeah.
That's all new social media.
Just
thing.
a regular baby
okay,
shower.
okay,
Yeah.
that's-
I know what you're
I
talking
remember
about.
that.
Because originally baby
So did you
showers for
swing?
women only.
Did you shoot a
No,
pinata?
I didn't.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I didn't do any of
No,
that
dinner
stuff.
reveal.
Back to the
A
conversation
beautiful
about
baby
guns.
girl, right?
Yeah,
In
right
defense.
on. Yeah,
This
healthy.
is why
Thank
I can
God.
only say so
God
much
bless.
because people from the other side, they'll be like, well, I'll be happy to give up my Second Amendment because fucking to prevent fucking shit like this, kids fucking actually shoot themselves because they think it's toys. I'm like, well, you know what? Go ahead.
But there is some truth to that. But remember, there's a thin line between that because not everyone's going to act like that.
Yeah.
Some people that, just because they have no record history of being a criminal or whatever, or their intent, they want to get the firearm to be cool, to show like, oh, I got an AR.
That's not cool,
I
bro.
got an AK. Oh, I got a Sega. Oh, I got a
Yeah.
FAL. Or, oh, whatever.
To
I
feel
got a
good,
FAR.
to feel
Although
good.
it is cool that I got a real Russian AK from some Russians I got from City Arms in Pacifica.
Yup.
These some real Russian motherfuckers.
Real-
When I walked up in there, I was like, hey,
Well
can I see
educated
that?
Russian guys
Yeah.
right there.
When I was like, hey, can
Shout
I
out
see
to
that AK?
Dimitri at City Arms.
Yeah, they
I'm
were
not
like,
gonna lie.
no, they were like, are you gonna buy? It's like, you gonna buy it? I was like, fuck yeah. They was like, all right.
If I was
Bought
a
it.
little more, if I had a little more money on the income, I'd buy a gun. Like I would collect.
You don't have a gun?
I've never
Dude,
shot
get
a
the
gun.
fuck out.
I've
Yo,
never
you
shot a
need-
gun.
you
Yeah,
need to
no
go get one right
family
now.
members or LE
Fuck
or
no,
military.
no. I got
Oh.
best friends that have it, and every time I'm like, I want to go to the gun range. I want to go. Let's go. I've never done it. I'm a big fan.
It's harder and
but,
harder.
Yeah.
Just because
People
never
ask
shot
me
a
all
gun.
the time,
The power.
Yeah, this
You
is
know,
how
the-
ignorant I am, yet
the
responsible. Like my friends ask me, so let's take your shit to the gun range. I'm like, I ain't even took my shit in hell long. I'm like, I don't even remember how to clean my shit.
Sounds
Yeah,
like,
and that's
sounds
the
like
thing.
you need to.
And that's the thing, right? I'm a proud gun owner, but I don't even know how to clean my shit. I know I got my shit. That's why I don't ever bring my shit out from the house. Like,
You're
I
a
need to
big
get-
boy. You're
yeah,
a big boy.
I
Because
need
your
to get on
pistols
my
are not
shit.
modified, so you can run your Glocks wherever you go. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Don't think you just got to be compliant.
Yeah,
You know, it's
but even that, it's like I'm not even gonna leave my house to go shoot because it's like, blood, that wouldn't be responsible because I'm not even.
there's
like,
some new laws too where you're not supposed to take your firearm out unless you're going to the range or going to
exactly.
Where else
FFL
would you
or
take
whatever.
it?
And this goes
Well,
out
some
to
people take it to other people's house. Oh, I'll show you
Yeah.
my new one that I got.
So how often you got to clean your gun? For
After every time you
instance,
shoot it, right?
he's paranoid
That's
about
the
his not
most-
cleaning it. So
That's the
you
best thing to do.
cleaned my shit after. Remember, I was like, hey, I forgot. Can you clean my shit?
it's oiled up, like when you fire after a fire.
Well,
after-
remember, it's exposed to like fireworks, so what all that stuff is gonna decompose the metal.
Residue.
So every time
Gonna
you shoot,
dry
you're
up.
supposed to clean it.
Gotta keep
Some
it lubed.
people, if you haven't shot it for a long, long
know what I
time,
mean?
they'll pre-lubricate the firearm, so there is no jams or
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Sometimes, a lot of times,
this is my rifle. It has a name. This is yeah.
Remember the funny story, right?
that's-
When we're the only time I have fun shooting is when we go to Reno or Nevada.
my
right?
birthday.
Or
Yeah.
tell us why we go there.
We go there because we could do stuff out there that we can't do out here, which
Yeah.
is open BLM land.
Yeah, why? Can
we just
got
got to be responsible.
Why?
A lot of
Because
people
we're in
don't do
Nevada,
that.
right? Why we're in Nevada?
Well,
Why is
a
it
lot of
okay to
places
do that?
now they're not doing it no more.
Okay.
Nevada's starting to change too.
Oh, they're
Because
trying- yeah.
I've noticed every marijuana state has been implementing more firearm strict
Yeah, yeah, I bet,
laws
yeah.
that's going around.
Makes sense.
Look at
High-ass
Colorado.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
For reals, look at Oregon right now. Look
Yeah.
at Washington. They're all going through that.
What about
Virginia
Nevada?
right now is trying to make all the citizens felons if they don't submit their firearms. Did y'all hear what's going on in Virginia with their 2A?
No, but that sounds horrible.
That's crazy. The whole
Automatically
government
make
turned
them
against the
felons.
people.
Remember when we go to Vegas and Reno and shit to go shoot because there was a designated area in the mountains?
Yeah.
Where we could just, it's a
They call it
free-for-all.
an uncongested area.
Yeah.
There is no population per certain amount of
Yeah.
acres, even around you, that the firearm projectile cannot even reach
Yeah,
a
yeah,
home
yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, because the
You're
mountain
in the
thing
middle
is-
of the
smart.
mountain desert,
Yeah.
which is also hunting land. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, they have a designified area where we can go. It's not like you can go anywhere and blast. They had this whole back wall of mountain which
Yeah,
was
you pick a
caved
spot.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have like their own porch. And
Like you
people
see
can-
in the fucking the fucking Dan Bilzerian videos. Yeah,
I
saw
fuck
that.
with him.
Dan Bilzerian's
Wait,
a
so-
G.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get.
I mean, if you're hating
I'm
on
gonna
Dan
be like him.
Bilzerian,
Yeah,
you
I need
don't
some more
like,
money, but yeah, I'm gonna be
strippers.
like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the truth too on that.
Except
Vegas
I won't
shooting.
have to work out. I'll have more
So
money.
why? Okay, so can you? Okay, two questions. Can you drink and shoot? Like, is it kind of like a go kart place in Vegas?
I-
Vegas?
In BLM land, the only laws
they
you
serve
got to
beer?
comply with is if the ranger ever comes through. Because remember, there
I
is
would.
still.
I wouldn't. We wouldn't. I would not.
I seen.
even
I
go-
seen the state rangers.
Yeah.
I
Oh, so
seen
it's
state
free.
But
rangers.
yeah. Even those areas
You're
where
not.
it's cool.
Oh, so as a fire during your handgun written safety certificate, there is a thing that tells you cannot use. It's like operating machinery under the influence, whether it be alcohol, marijuana, drugs, or whatever. Right? You're not supposed to, or else it can even cause death. Same thing with firearms. It's not really a toy. People think it's a toy. Yes, they play with it like a toy, but yet they have to take it seriously.
Yeah, no. This is okay. I was
And
thinking.
for people that don't take
I was thinking
a lot
the
of
place
shit
in Vegas
seriously,
with
yo,
the Tommy
we're shooting
guns.
guns, and I'm with
They're
this
making
guy.
us look bad.
No, I will take that shit very seriously.
Yeah.
man.
No, but what about the spot in Vegas where you could rent Tommy guns and you could
But that's
yeah.
all controlled indoor areas.
Yeah.
Okay, this may be a
Yes, of
sidebar,
course.
right?
But
Remember,
you can kill yourself like in a go-kart range. That's an indoor go-kart range.
So
You
do
get
they have
flipped over.
alcohol in those places?
No.
No,
no.
this was pretty funny. Remember
even
we
in
went
Vegas-
shoot-
even
was
in
this-
Nevada.
Was this your birthday?
Even in Nevada.
Yeah.
Remember we went shooting, right? And then you got pissed off at somebody because they put the wrong size bullet in your 45.
because that's
that
very-
wasn't our fault, bud.
That's very serious because you can actually hurt somebody putting the wrong projectile into whatever the gun's
Yeah, but you
caliber
were
is
pissed
for.
at us. I was like,
Can
dude,
it?
I
Can
didn't
it?
do
Wait,
that.
why?
Whose
So
fault
can
was
it-
that, bud?
Can it
Because
kick
if-
back or?
Well, okay, so
Blow up your-
if it's a smaller
So
projectile,
break down the story. Like, it was a 45, right?
yeah, it's my
So
45.
somebody shot
My birthday gun, which I saved a lot of money for, even put partial on a credit card because it cost over
So
$2,500.
somebody put some bullets that weren't 45 calibers into
Yeah,
that
in
and
there.
shot it.
The
I
bad thing
didn't do
about it,
Who
because
did it? Who did it?
I'm not going to say no names. We can't
Yeah, you
incriminate
can't,
our
yeah,
own
yeah.
friends. He's
Yeah,
one of my
I
best
don't think I
friends.
did it, yeah.
Accidents happen, but you know what that taught us?
A lot of editing going on.
That
If you name drop,
no,
you
but
know.
what that taught us though is to be more responsible and to double check what we did.
Yeah.
Because if that when you pull the
That shit
trigger,
could explode,
a firing pin can hit the projectile. If you're aiming at something and that's not centered, it actually can go out sideways because it's not traveling through the rifling of the barrel.
yeah, that
it's
makes
very
sense.
loose.
Damn.
So it's not sitting flush. So if that thing, it's supposed to sit like this, and if it sits like that,
Yeah, 'cause
while the
it's-
firing part
That shit
hits,
could be bouncing
that
around
could
the
hit
barrel,
someone
yeah.
real close, or actually break the firearm and have that piece like shrapnel hit
Yeah.
my buddy that's at my 180. You know what I mean? That's not a safe thing to do. So at that time, we were having so much fun that we weren't playing safe. So that gives us a step back, but that never ever happened again. Not even the next
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah.
So that's just like a wake up call that we were getting kind of silly and getting too
Yeah.
fun.
And
thinking-
identifying that though is
Yeah.
that's the key
Well-
too. Not like understanding like I need to step back and like that could have happened. Or
Yeah,
worst
that's
case
fine.
scenario could
And
have happened.
even me as like I try to boast like I'm proud gunner, like I'm not even into guns all like that. I'm just proud to say that I got them. I don't even know how to clean them. I don't even look at them like I got it. It's just like people think that like I'm talking all this shit about guns. Like I'm like dude, I'm not even into this shit.
Well, how
like
about
that.
shoe people? There's some shoe guys got hella shoes, but they
Yeah.
don't even clean them up. They just leave them out there
Yeah,
too.
but
You're gonna
people-
knock them
yeah.
because they bought
I never
Exactly.
clean my
But
shoes.
people have this
or how about not wear them?
Yeah, but
Do you have
even
any
me-
what they
Oh,
call
no.
dead stocks?
I got some that don't wear because they're
But what benefit does that have for other people?
they're
For-
Giants colors.
Yeah.
But
They're
even me
Reeboks.
being so loud about being a gun owner, like there's a preconceived notion that that I'll be walking around like, oh, big dick over here.
Nah.
And it's like it's not even like I just be talking shit, but really it's like, dude, I don't even bring these shits out. For one, I don't know enough, and two, if I do bring it out, I'm gonna make sure I got people that know. And
because you weren't really practicing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
if you think about like racing, you can't just stop for hella years and go back into a race. You think you're
Yeah.
gonna still come up first
And
place?
compete.
You,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
practice
Yeah.
and study and memorize what you're doing. You're shifting what turns and what gears
Yeah.
you're gonna be at, what RPM you're gonna hold it up.
even if I
you're
clean
gonna
my
do
gun,
all that
but
stuff.
I'm like, I'm gonna have you with me just to make sure. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you
even
know,
gonna rely on
the
you.
first
Can't you
thing-
take a YouTube class or something?
yeah,
Huh?
they have stuff on
Yeah.
YouTube. They do have a lot of stuff on YouTube.
You could.
for
That's
you.
why there's a lot of shit. Only guns like as gun like
YouTube's
we are
actually
responsible as
very
possible. We have
informal. Like for people who need to know, they need to catch up. They have a lot of stuff.
Oh,
but
my
maybe
life is YouTube.
but you gotta
I should
underst-
get paid by YouTube.
Yeah.
I fucking talk about them goddamn so much.
But sometimes they don't say everything on there too. So if they give you some
Yeah.
updates on stuff, because
you have to
they're not
filter
really
yourself. You have to really
yeah.
filter,
Well, they don't give you all the details.
Yeah.
Like how all the new California laws is very, very strict.
That's
and
why I
all
don't bring
this
my
stuff's
shit
being
nowhere.
implemented.
Bro.
Yeah,
That's why I don't walk around. But I know a lot. I am saying, but there's a lot of people that think because your shit is registered and walking around like your shit is like
Nah.
you tripping.
they're abusing the power.
Yeah,
Just
no,
like
it's
people who
you
abuse the
play with
DUI
fire.
or people who abuse the the high speed or running the
Yeah.
carpool lane when they don't have it.
Do you need real quick a movie guy coming in here? Yeah, hey, what's up? Fish Out Films. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, do you need permits for guns for movies?
Yes, you do.
Because it's the same like blanks. Like if you're shooting blanks on, let's say, Matrix 4, which is filming tonight, I'm gonna stalk you, Keanu. Fucking get ready for it.
Are they?
They're filming tonight. They're
They're out
filming
here.
supposedly
Oh,
tonight.
shit.
I gave you the specs. You thought I was fucking.
I
around.
thought it was a joke.
I know everyone thinks it's a joke. I'm fucking
Yeah.
talking about Matrix 4 my whole
They're-
life.
they're
And here it
Matrix
is
4.
in San
I'm
Francisco.
down to go.
It's pyrotechnics, car crashes, low flying helicopters,
They had that just recently.
and gunfire in like the financial district,
take a cigarette
Post
break?
and whatever.
Take a cigarette break.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. No.
Oh.
53, man. Knock it
Yeah.
Oh, look, you're gonna knock it
No,
out.
we still got say 15 minutes after this. Like,
Keep going.
Okay.
break it. Okay. go
Anyway,
ahead, break it up.
Matrix 4. What the fuck was I saying? Oh,
How are you gonna watch him?
no,
Keanu
is it
Reeves.
illegal? Hey, Keanu.
I like
hit me up,
Keanu
bro.
Reeves.
No,
Yeah, I
anyway,
like him.
I'm his stunt double. Duh. No.
Are they
No.
really?
Do you need, okay, so it's the same gun, but with blanks? So do you need, like, let's say you
from
want to
what-
come into
from my-
business and be like a, let's say we got dough from the barber game, and we want to put in a film, and like we start a company, and it's the firing squad, so it's like the gun technicians, so you come through with all these HKs from HK, whatever. We got the infinite budget. They're all blanks, and they're for the Matrix 4. I mean,
They still have to get approval from the city, county, and state, from my knowledge.
besides the business loan,
Because if you don't, you'll be dead like Bruce Lee. So the crow.
Man.
up to conspiracy theory, that's another
Conspiracy,
whole
that's
podcast.
another theory.
That's
Because if you
another
think about it,
podcast
what they're
next
doing,
week.
even as innocent bystanders, they have to shoot blanks. Because what if
You got to
You
be
have to,
responsible.
yeah.
people are outside watching? If anyone, mistakes can happen.
Yeah.
Whether it be nature, human, or whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like if it's windy, someone could just do something wrong, so they have to shoot blanks. And also, the reason why they got to get permits, some people might take it offensively. Let's say you see it from down the block, and financial districts, all streets. And if you see that from far away,
pulling permits.
you might call police, be like, "Oh, I see someone with the gun," and they don't know what's filming, and until they get to the corner, it can cause fear to people and cause hecticness.
So is it a real blank or is it shell? Is it still a shell? Is
It
still
is the
do you know what I mean?
projectiles,
It explodes,
casings
yeah,
that
it
holds
is.
the gunpowder and primer.
So it's the sound except for the bullet,
There is
little mechanical
what's
piece.
at the very tip, I believe, is a combustible item that holds all the gunpowder in there. So the firing pin
so
or
that
hammer
little-
hits.
Let's take a cigarette break.
the dome.
We'll try. No, we'll wrap. I gotta piss. We'll wrap up. What else?
Just
we gotta
go
get
take
out
a
the
piss
way.
and come back.
No, wrap up. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Take a
talk
piss
shit
and-
about you
yeah.
in a fucking Niner jersey.
1, 2. Let me tell you about the story.
You're gonna have to
with
edit the
knife
shit
thing.
out of that anyway,
No, I
bro.
won't.
The whole transition. Put a little
Let's just go. Trust me, I got it. We're gonna get through the rest of this.
Scooby-Doo transition.
over here. Just like how people are ignorant to the laws, right? I remember my homie came in with his Bowie knife, right? And I was like, oh, that shit looks sick. What? And then he's like, yeah, it's legal, right? And then I was like, let me get one of your Bowie knives. I want to wear it to the shop, right? And then it brought a lot of attention. People were like, oh shit, and they're like, what you got that for? I was like, I'm practicing my rights. It's my right to.
How big was it? Was it the blade?
Bowie knife, whatever. Yeah, like.
Is that legal?
Huh? It is legal. I asked my cousin too. He's veteran. He's a Marine and he's police. Right?
I mean, you see the HA, or,
But
the
the thing
biker
is,
dudes
I was
wearing
at a
them-
family
wearing them,
party and we were drunk talking about shit. They're like, what do you need a reason for to carry your knife on you? Like you're just trying to piss people off. I was like, no, that's what you think. Like you're getting pissed off because you think that I have other intentions, rather than practicing my rights, which all it was practicing my rights.
You're closing your shop with your back turned.
No,
you
I
got
had the
cash
Bowie
in your
knife at the
pocket.
shop, cutting at the shop. People are like, oh shit, what you got that for? I was like, shit, I'm practicing my rights.
And you'll
it's
fade
my
you
right.
up
Is
with
it?
it. I mean, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
but people are like, oh, you need a better reason than that. This is that. I was like, no,
I'm a
I
barber.
don't.
I'm a barber. I make more money than anybody in the world. I carry cash.
Not in the world, no.
Fucking top, maybe $15 a night.
Yeah.
$1,500
But this is the problem. People think that I'm carrying this shit.
for looks or for.
Yeah, which is I'm trying to disrupt, but at the same time I'm trying to send a message like, yo, like I'm not doing nothing wrong. Go ask anybody that knows the laws. Thing is, people are through
Some
fear.
people are very negative on anything they see, and they're
Yeah,
opinionated.
because they're
They want
ignorant.
to express themselves and
Yeah.
get attention on. Look, I seen this guy. This guy shouldn't be doing this
Yeah,
or
no.
that, whatever it may
Yeah.
be.
Because they're ignorant to the laws. When that's like,
It's not ignorant to law. Not everyone knows the law. You gotta understand
That's
that.
why, because they're ignorant to the law.
People just go by their feeling and they vent out.
Yeah, and that's the problem I have too. People don't
It's the
so
whole thing,
driven
like
by
what-
emotions.
like I like Trump and I don't like Trump. I love
that's
Trump
what-
in this
yeah.
situation, but I don't like the way he vents out.
Yeah.
But what can you do? You never can win everything 100%.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Are you a Trump supporter?
I'm a pro-Trump supporter.
Me too.
I'm an
Oh, man.
anti-Trump tweeter. I mean, the guy tweets like a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah,
I like that.
A lot of
I'm not
people-
saying I know 14-year-old girls. I'm just saying I don't understand Twitter. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. They say they should, as a president, he shouldn't be saying these as, or he shouldn't carry himself like this. I'm like, well, he's doing his thing, and like, yet he's still president.
Also, Democrats are very creative. You got Saturday Night Live. You got every TV show. You got the comedians cracking. So it's kind of unfair in the like clowning battle as far as like throwing snaps. Yeah. So also like the media, that's all you're hearing is clowning and creative. Like these motherfuckers are professional, comedians making fun of a politician. That's fucking easy. I mean,
Donald Trump is a professional. Is talking shit back like fuck you.
Nah, but he has like that
I love it though.
Yeah, it has that like a salesman like
fuck you.
You can't hit him because like it's like water on a duck almost.
Russia no collusion, impeachment. What?
Russians are the best. They're our friends. But I know nothing.
But to continue closing, to your closing points, we want to send a message out with the kids, right? What do you say about the?
Let's say for the kids, parents who let their kids do whatever and play video games and throw temper tantrums. Man, if I were to do that growing up, my mom would beat the out of me. Real talk,
breaks,
with the slipper, with the shoe upside my head without even me looking, acting up like that,
games.
But nowadays you can't hit your kids.
Yeah, you could.
And then look what happens to these kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario, and this is how I feel. I know people are not going to like what I say, but people now as a father, I see a lot of kids.
Daughter.
Oh yeah, I'm a father of a daughter. No man.
Let us know.
Yeah, but
you see how you say man.
Well, I have a question. So you got to. What the fuck do I know? So gun owner, daughter. Did you get a new gun? What new gun did you get? If you did, or what gun did you clean? Thinking, okay, 18, here she comes. Prom is coming up in 18 years, whatever.
Well,
but what new gun are you going to get?
I can't predict the future. I can't predict who my daughter dates, whatever, and I'm not big and buff like Will Smith. Do you remember that one Bad Boys where he got all his friends? He got the daughter's boyfriend going to the garage. That was funny, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get all my boys together just to punk a guy to make him scared out of his mind.
But you know what? I asked this question, like especially the fathers with daughters, dude. Like it don't matter what we're talking about. They're like when it comes to their daughters, they're like I don't
Family
give a
first,
fuck,
bro.
right or wrong. They're like you get on my daughter, like I'm gonna blow your fucking head off.
God first,
something
family.
bad's gonna happen.
Probably shotgun.
Like you fuck with my daughter, like somebody's gonna die.
Birdshot.
And it's crazy. It's tight though because especially
the reason why we feel like that as fathers because we know how men act and men think, and we don't want anyone to hurt our daughter, which is part of our blood, to do the things that what we thought was slick or cruel just to take advantage of a woman. So that's why we don't want that role to be put on someone that we love, that when we know better. That's why we implement the stuff that we're gonna punk my daughter's boyfriend when she gets old enough. We're not going to let him come over to the house or whatever.
We'd be so good at that, though. We'd be good at that, though.
We'd be good at that.
We'd be so good at that.
Because you know why? We know that we were thinking we were slick when we were young and doing the same thing.
We know what they're fucking up to.
We know what their thoughts are and what they want.
Probably overthinking it.
The thing I'm really proud of with all the fathers, like when it comes to their kids, especially their daughters, it's like
that's for sure.
All that shit goes out the window. It's like when it comes to their daughter, right or wrong, I don't give a fuck. Somebody gonna die. You fuck with my daughter. I'm like, I love that shit. I'm like,
because that whole phrase of daddy's girl thing. Yeah. But to get on the topic of children, the parents got to be more disciplined to their children.
This is in general, not just with guns, right?
No, in general for everything. Because if you let your children do whatever they do and let them throw a tantrum and you don't discipline them, I feel like they're going to take that to themselves. So once they get into the gaming hype and they start doing all these games like Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, there's nothing wrong with it. I started on that too. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I realized, why waste my time on the fake shit when I can do the real shit? So that's why
it is kind of a fake. It is simulated. It's a simulation. It's like you want the real shit.
But you start thinking that the simulation is right. So when these kids at school that do these school shootings, if they are true, because there's a lot of controversy on that too. But if they are true,
another podcast.
Think about it. Is the children that's getting bullied and they can't do nothing, so they find their parents' firearm and they know it's a video game, so they know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they'll take it out on everyone, whether it's the girl that you never got because the jock got your girl, or whether all the kids are picking you at school because you ain't got the cool shoes or the cool clothes or whatever. Those are the kids that really hurt inside, and they don't. Not a lot of kids would express themselves. They'll hold that in, and if it's going to eat them so much, they're going to find any way, either commit suicide. I remember growing up, I had friends who commit suicide too, because whether it's parents' upbringing or girlfriend or whatever. It's like, wow, man, you let that take.
You think
apart.
it's the end of the world when you're a kid? You think it's
why
fucking?
They
that's why you
really
gotta
think
talk
there's
to
a
your kids,
whole
right?
life ahead of them.
Gotta talk to your kids.
Talk,
you gotta
not only
discipline
talk
them and
you
show
gotta
love.
Yeah, well, not a
Can't
lot
have
of people
discipline
like
without
that.
no love.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know,
hug your kids. Hey,
I don't know about you.
Hug
in-
your kids.
In our
don't
generation,
punk you,
right?
dude. You're like they're like the prisoners. You're the warden. Fucking put it down.
And no knock to our parents,
I don't
right?
have
In
kids.
our generation, the parents like, yo, they would discipline us, but like the love was lacking. You know, they loved us, but
Yeah.
they didn't show us the love.
But
like
if you think
how-
about it, it's just like gun laws, right? If you know you're supposed to be real strict on it, but how can you stop your kid when you're at work? How can you? Yes, you can get it safe, but your kids are smart. They're gonna follow you everywhere and know everything. Like, you know, like I don't doubt in the future my daughter's gonna know my password to my iPhone. Don't get me wrong.
They
Your
want
kids
it.
will find
Oh, no,
that
hey,
out.
that's
you
real.
know?
Hey, that's real. They
They're
grab
gonna
it.
know,
They're
yeah.
singing karaoke because they got a 5th grade play.
Yeah.
They go on YouTube and then your girlfriend.
they're gonna
texts
know.
you
Your
some
kids are
crazy
gonna
shit
know.
and it pops up.
And you know, for those
Singing
kids that don't get
karaoke.
disciplined, if you think about it, how can if gun laws got stricter, how would that affect children in high school? That's not gonna stop them. You know what I mean? From shooting up the school or whatever. It's the kids and the parents itself. The parents' upbringing. You got to take your firearm seriously. You can't leave it like a toy.
In general,
You got to
raise your
respect
kid.
it.
You gotta raise your kids.
So I feel
right.
like the gun laws. It's for the kids. I feel like the gun laws maybe will
Not only the
kids will look at.
There's some adults too that
I mean, maybe like
are irrational. Also, you know, you
Yeah.
can't say everyone's mature. I got young folks that act old. I got old folks that still act young, thinking that's the way it be. But it's not like that. You know, it's the person themselves. You can't really. Not all kids are gonna be like that.
No, exactly.
But I do like. You know, I'm not gonna incriminate my family, but I'm not gonna mention no names. But I will say that I do have nephews and nieces who take the video game thing seriously, and I go to parties and I see, and when
At
they
the
don't
same
get what
time-
they get, they yell.
Yeah,
dude,
at the
they
same
feel
time,
like-
especially me, I grew up on video games. It is an outlet. Like no matter how violent
yeah.
it is, I could be a person that's like not violent at all, but like
But what happens when they can't
Whatever.
control it and they take it to their school because they don't get what they
Yeah.
want or the
Yeah.
girl they want or they
yeah.
get in
That's
they don't
why
get
it's up to the
attention
parents to
what
let
they
them know,
want,
like,
or
yo,
the cool
you
factor.
could let out all all the little violent shit that you got going on in your head. You could take it, you could express it through these video games or whatever.
The flip of
As
that
long as
coin,
it-
though, like they could become a police officer, a security. They could become in the army because of, but you're right.
rabbit holes, yeah.
The
But-
rage. I mean,
Yeah, even like
Who
police
knows?
officers. I can't say all police officers are bad because I know some really good police officers
yeah.
too. But there are some police
Yeah.
officers that do abuse their power.
Yep.
I'm not saying here or anywhere, but
I
you
mean,
get what
of
I'm saying.
course.
They use over excessive
that's
powers.
a tough. That's a tough job.
tough one
It's-
too,
They
yeah.
abuse it. You know.
They could abuse it. Yeah.
And you know, especially those type of people, like let's say they never got disciplined and they become law enforcement or military or whatever, and they try to abuse that power. They take it to a passion.
Yeah, you could
Like
tell.
you
You
can't
could come
talk
across
back to
it a
me.
lot
Yeah.
too. And-
I've been pulled over and a cop intimidated me even when I
Yeah.
made a left turn. He still
You
gave
know
me a
what?
ticket, but
And
I
you're,
didn't want,
you're sitting down. They're standing.
I'm not trying
looking
to.
over
You know what? I just let him give me the ticket.
I've been pulled over by police
that's the
too.
way to go.
My rear wheel passed the second
Oh,
pedestrian line when I
in
made a
Foster
left, and he
City, I
said
think
I
it
ran
was
a red.
it was after one of Shane's for the
You know,
July
you know the
parties.
second pedestrian
Yeah.
line, yeah. Just
No,
I didn't
he-
want to argue. I was like, you know what? Give me the ticket.
Yeah.
The judge actually went in my favor. I only had to pay the assessment fee of $115.
Oh,
the
so
judge
you
was
fought
cool.
it? Oh, that
no,
boy.
I just told you when you appear in the court for a traffic violation, you do guilty, not guilty, or no contest. And I did no contest and just told my story. Yeah.
But there are good
I like
police
that.
officers. That's why, like,
There are.
through the media, right? They try to
Shout out
portray
to my
like
boys that are LE.
they try to portray like all police are bad. Like they're over here shooting motherfuckers and shit. It's like, yo, there's a disconnect with police and the civilians.
Some people are
It's like,
trigger happy. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, respect.
there are,
though.
but
I mean,
but how are we
tough
gonna
job.
fix that if we're always looking at police are always looking at us, the enemy, and we're always looking at the police like their enemy because they're peace officers. They're to protect.
They're
and
actually
serve.
exempt and they could get a lot more stuff than the regular civilians can too, just because they're
Yeah.
in LE. They think they're more
Of course, but
privileged
yeah,
than the
but
regular
how do
civilians.
we fix that disconnect? It's like, yo, we need to understand that their job is hard. They
That's
are here to
another-
protect.
that's-
They need to know that they're here to protect us, not just to fuck with us.
Well, to be an LE officer, you have to go through a psychological test and I think a truth detector
those
test and all that kind of
those tests
stuff.
are flawed.
Yeah, I know
that got
people.
through that
People
shit.
know how to work the system.
Can't do a
basically what
test.
it is.
I'm not good at tests.
Yeah, it's really on trial and error.
Yeah.
And you hate the error to end someone's life for them
Yeah,
for
but-
you to realize that he is a person that shouldn't have a firearm.
Yeah, but do you think did we do a good enough job within this hour to raise awareness about guns and the misconception about guns?
the first thing I would
people
say,
that are educated on guns as opposed to me that just be talking shit about guns.
yeah, if you're a gun owner and you ain't up on the laws, just treat it with respect and don't be irrational. Don't try to flaunt and boast because you make it look bad for us people who are really trying hard and the people who are really voting and taking effect to, make our bills pass or not pass on the bills that the Democrats want to do impose on us gun owners.
Yeah.
So
and the message for those irresponsible gun owners think your shit is registered, trying to walk around like you know, like you somebody like, dude, you're fucking gay.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just ugly. You know,
dude.
it's like,
if you want to hunt, use a bow and arrow. You want to be tight. You know what I mean? You want to sneak
not
up
a
on
good
that
look.
elk? I mean, use an arrow, bro. I mean, you think you're tight? I mean, come on, bro.
Not only for
Like-
gun owners, but you know, like you walking around with a gun, you think you're sick. Like, dude, that's not. This shit looks weak. But
well, they're flaunting, they're being boastful,
Yeah.
but
And
they
that
don't
shit
they
is
don't
gay.
really respect it. To tell you honestly,
no disrespect to gay people. There's multiple.
no, I know
That's another story.
That's
That's
I
another
know.
podcast, dude.
Yeah.
We touched on so many podcasts right now. We could
Yeah.
you literally got 4 continuation podcasts.
So, any closing statements? Anything else you want to get out before I bring up one more thing to close this out?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
And then the music thing. Do you have everybody pick music for the ending? Because I picked it last time.
Did you? We'll get to that after we, Yeah. Anything else? Anything else you want to get out, Fred?
For all the gun owners that did it right way, went the background check and everything, and that had no criminal events in the past to affect you, because you're given the right already to own a firearm. With even if you pass a background check, they don't know if you're a criminal or a bad state of mind or whatever. Don't lose the right because of your embellishment. Because people that makes mistakes, that get on news, that's what actually causes the new laws, because people want to write that in Congress. So be careful what you do. You ain't got a CCW, which is concealed carry weapon, on yourself just because you're a badass if you don't have a permit. You got to have a reasonable reason to do that, because you are now being the threat. You're imposing people. You scare people, and not a lot of people would take it seriously. And like I said, it's not a toy.
Yeah.
A firearm be taken seriously. You can kill someone's life instantly
Yeah.
without even trying hard.
Only if you have to.
You have to
Which we
respect
don't want
it.
to.
But remember this, though. Guns are inanimate. Is the people. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah.
People with bad
No,
intentions
real
with
talk.
guns.
If
kill
I leave
people.
my gun in my closet the whole time, is my gun bad?
No.
Did it kill anyone?
No.
Then why would you give
At
it
the
a
most,
feeling?
your gun's lazy. He's just chilling, not doing shit.
Yeah, lazy ass gun.
Yeah. But aside from this, like, I've never been more proud to be an American than now. Like, since I grew up.
Proud too. Yeah.
Proud. You too? You proud too?
Same, dude.
Mike, you're white. Like, you have to be proud for sure.
I guess I
that's
have to be.
another podcast.
That's another podcast, the White
Yeah.
Podcast.
Also, Mike, he's you will be here for future episodes to be my guest call.
He's actually paying me $1,000 a week to be on this podcast. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm the celebrity right now.
Yeah, you will.
$1,000 in haircuts.
Yeah.
$1,000 in haircuts.
You get a haircut any day, but I have never been more proud to be American, right? And another flag that I got, the Betsy Ross flag.
Don't tread on me.
No, the Betsy Ross flag, the one with the 13 stars circle, the one that fucking Colin Kaepernick, when Air Max came out with
dope.
he was like, "Oh, this shit is racist," and Nike pulled it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
He
Can
said it was
you pull
racist.
up for me?
Can you pull it up?
Dude,
Jamie?
you better
Betsy
pull it
Ross
up.
flag, Nike just put Betsy Ross, Nike.
I didn't
So
hear that
we
controversy.
all know fucking Kaepernick been on his, on his shit, right? And I'm not gonna attack him for his character. Well, maybe. I don't know. As a football player, like,
I mean,
dude,
they
you
should have
suck.
ran. I mean, they should have ran it or
No, but
thrown
so
it that last-
Nike
who called
came
the
out.
play that last
Nike came
game?
out with this
Oh,
for
we're talking about-
Independence Day,
okay.
right?
Okay.
So
That's the
this
13
is the
colonies flag, yeah.
This is the Betsy Ross flag. The 13 stars for the 13
That's
Colonies.
original
fucking
colonies.
legit.
Yeah, and right, and I got a list of by order: Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina,
Wait,
and Rhode
what?
Island. That's what the 13 stars are for. But this fuck nigga Kaepernick want to say some stupid shit, some stupid goofy shit like, "Yo, this is racist," and Nike pulled it. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing racist about it. The only thing
That's clean as
What he
fuck.
was-
But I get
what
it.
he was
Okay,
trying to say
okay.
is that during that time there was slavery and all that other shit.
That's another podcast.
What
Yeah.
they're doing, they're just what Kaepernick is doing is taking the negativity off that
Yeah.
flag and putting it on blast. But
Yeah.
there is some positivity to that too. Without the
No,
13
there's
colonies,
all-
we
yeah.
wouldn't have the 50 states now.
Yeah.
Sneakerheads be upset because that's a fresh ass shoe,
Yeah.
though.
But you know
But-
what's funny? How Kaepernick plays the race card. He was adopted and raised by a white family in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
Maybe
And,
outside.
people try to pull that.
And
It's like,
it's funny though. Why would he show a lot of hate and imposement? But I think it's just media attention because they hate on him in the NFL, and he wants to get back. They're not doing it. Join the XFL.
The thing
You
is,
wanna do something?
What's up with X? It just started. Yeah,
Yeah,
put
it just
shouts
started.
to the
I'll call
XFL.
Kaepernick out on his fuck
Off-season
shit for this,
football,
right?
sick.
But what I will tip my hat off to is the work that he's been doing in the community as a philanthropist.
Oh yeah.
You know, putting up money and all that shit. I was like, that, I fuck with that. As far as this shit is fucking some goofy shit. Like,
It's media blame because his name is dying. You know, here's this. Some people want that fame, and once they lose a part of it, they'll do anything to get it back, just to bring the attention, especially if it's a political thing, because it'll bring attention to you.
and he don't want to play football. I think the XFL offered him to play football. He wanted 20 mil. Like, blood, you don't want to play no football. You
XFL
don't
don't even got that budget. How the hell you gonna get that budget?
Yeah, but I just got my Betsy Ross flag, and I'm gonna put that shit up proudly. And it's tea stained. It looks old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if anybody
Get those shoes, too.
if anybody want to question it, I'll be like, yo, this shit ain't right. You know?
Anybody want a question? I'll pull my
No,
fucking
I want to call
blast
people out
them.
on their ignorance. If you want to,
That's
Just kidding.
if you want to get
Gamer.
at me, if you want to get at me with all this rah rah shit, I'll be like, yo, boom, 13 original card. Like, what's racist about
It
it?
has nothing to. You just tell them the reason why you have it. It's not the intention. It's what you think it is.
Proud of fucking American.
No
Yeah,
one's
that's
gonna
what
call
they
you
think
out
it is.
on it. I
Yeah.
mean,
So,
it's actually a cool looking flag with the
It
fucking.
is,
It's
especially
a
when
good
it looks
design,
old. Yeah,
Yeah.
if not knowing anything.
yeah. So how much time we got left? All right, one last thing. I got this from
You're
know
on.
Candace
Yeah, we're
Owens?
at like fucking 2
Candace
hours,
Owens?
bro.
What?
Candace Owens.
No.
So Candace Owens, she's a young black beautiful conservative, right? Trump supporter, all shit, whatever. They they call her all types of names, coon, bedouin, all this shit. Yeah, like whatever. But aside from that, I got this from her podcast. She was like, "You got 1 minute, look at the camera. If you had 1 minute and you had the whole world's attention,
Oh yeah.
what would you say to them?"
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I mean, basically, you got your.
Put you on the spot, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Did I ask you this? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You got the whole world's attention. Everybody's like, Fred, what the fuck you got to say other than all this gun shit?
Man, there's a lot. I don't think I can
1
say
minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, go
there's
ahead.
so many things
Go
in
ahead,
my
give it
head.
a shot. Give it a shot.
Talk about your favorite groceries. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It really.
Yeah, man. For all the gun owners, real talk. Just stand up for your rights, because for us legitimate people that do take it seriously and take this as a sport, as a hobby, not to impose threat to anybody. Don't knock on us. You know what I mean? We're the real reasons why you got that right here too, because we're trying to comply with everything for us still to have these rights. If our rights shall be infringed, what's going to happen? You want this to be like Germany and stuff when they took over all the Jews and doing all this stuff in Stalingrad? Mm-hmm. We don't want that to come out. We're only the military and law enforcement to come in. They're going to run through your house, take all your riches, and you're going to be stuck in poverty and have them control.
Message.
Socialism ain't right. Look what happened to Venezuela.
Fuck no. Cuba.
Cuba, yeah, all those countries, Think about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, proud Americans. Is that
Yeah.
it? Proud
And
father?
don't abuse your rights also.
Yeah.
Don't over flaunt. Don't try to show off, because
don't
there
do
are
that
people
shit.
who do get offended, and you're giving them a reason to fight back for your ignorance.
don't
just
do that shit.
just if you
Chicken
know it
boobs
ain't
or a rap
right,
video.
don't show off. Yeah. If there's no reason to pull it out. There was a rap song. I don't know if it was RBL or from the old school days. They say you don't flaunt it unless you're going to use it.
Exactly.
Who is that by? I forgot.
I
It was
mean, I'll
old
go with
school.
RBL. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
It's like
one
you
right
ain't
there.
got to pull
They
it
know
out.
fact
If you're going to pull it
checking.
out, you better use
Bitches
it.
on
You
my
know?
ding dong.
Bitch on my
Yeah.
ding dong.
It's good to the bitches
Yeah.
that's hanging from my ding dong.
Yeah,
But,
especially
can we
with
play
a
that?
strap. I tell this to
can that be
myself
the
all the time.
outro?
I'm like, look,
Like,
I'm not going to bring this out unless I'm ready to use that shit.
yeah, exactly. Don't do it. Don't flaunt it.
So
You're
you
gonna
wanna
post
do all
threat
this
to
clickbait
someone.
shit?
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, that shit look gay as fuck.
Beer week. Shouts to
they're
Beer
just
Week.
showing off. They're just showing off. Just like some people, they're just being boastful. Just
And this proud father.
Yeah.
Daughter. Closing.
I mean, watch them like R-rated movies, dude. If you pull out your gun and you ain't gonna use it for the wrong reason,
if the next person don't got one, he's gonna
Take
find
it from
someone that
this
has
white
one and
guy
does
with a
it.
beard. Yeah, don't. Yeah, if you
That's like
learn,
LA
gotta
law
pull
right
your
there.
gun out, not use it. Yeah,
martial law, dude.
Yeah,
yeah. And this proud father. Closing statements.
martial law is different. That's
Not
cowboy.
martial law.
Yeah,
No. Yeah.
like a well-regulated militia. Yeah, you don't want martial law.
Yeah, but Mike, you'll be back for sure. But I think that's
Yeah.
about it. Other
Right
than
on,
that,
Trent,
thanks
for
for
having me.
having
yeah,
us.
one more thing.
Yep.
Yeah, as a proud father, what else you got to say to the proud fathers or the deadbeat dads or whoever?
Oh man,
Let them know what time it
Take
is.
action for responsibility, bro.
Ooh,
Real
that's it.
talk. Take care of your kids, because if your kids ain't got upright ringing, they might bring out wrong in the world. You know?
Yeah.
Bitch.
And
For
hey,
real.
it's cool if they fucking get on their iPhones if you're out to dinner, but don't let them have iPhones all the time. Like, limit the goddamn screen time. Like, okay, if you're
Social
out to dinner,
media isn't everything.
and they're fucking creating a scene. I don't have kids, by the way. Okay, if they're creating a scene, give them a fucking iPhone. Put some fucking little dancing little aliens on. You know, if you have to. You don't want them to make a scene embarrass you.
Yeah, thank you guys again.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Out of Pocket Live episode
Mike,
25.
Mono.
Fred, Fish Out
Yeet.
Mike, Mono. And then what is it too?
Yeah, what song you got? RBL Posse, the bitch has been hanging from my ding dong. Oh wait, it has to be. You don't want to get booted, right? It don't matter. Oh, RBL. Yeah, he called it. Yeah, something.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the RBL
Is that
tracks.
what you pick, Fred? Bitches on my ding dong?
No, play whatever. That's old
bounce
school.
to this. Maybe
I'm down
bounce
for
to
that.
this. Oh, wait, bounce to this. Yeah, bounce to this. Do that one.
Yeah. These youngsters don't know that.
Yeah, bounce to this because bitches.
The youngsters need to know
I
that.
had a coworker who didn't even know who Too Short was. I was like, what? I felt disrespected, man.
That's
and he tried to claim he's the Bay. He's from the Bay.
He's from LA. But I mean, it's cool. He's from LA.
no,
Too Short's literally the
but he
like.
rep.
It's cool. Yeah,
He rep.
If you don't know Too Short,
I'm just saying he is from LA.
Too Short's everywhere
I
though.
fuck with Too Short.
Yeah, Too Short.
LA, that's no excuse.
Yeah, shake that
LA,
monkey. Yeah, shake the monkey. Like,
dude,
yeah,
literally,
what
he's
the
still
fuck, yeah?
creating bangers.
As a producer now, I think, right?
I mean, fuck.
yeah.
Probably the featured artist probably pays like 10
Yeah, out of Pocket Live, I gotta take a fucking piss. Hey, thanks for this shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
Right on, Fred. Thank you.
Yeah, all good, man.
So tell Wifey, like, yeah, we got some shit. Guys.
Step to the back and bust a cap and watch a real ass nigga scat. See it be on my block. We popping a cop with the Glock. Even them young niggas giving shots. We gives a fuck about a cop, but getting our proppers by burning cops like Nag Chopper. So what?